Good evening and welcome. I appreciate everybody being here tonight. This is a special evening. You always like to find the guy that wrote the book. You know, well, if you've got a special ops problem, he wrote the book. I've got a copy of it, but he wrote the book. Come back years later after a great professional career in the military to be our Chancellor. We're so grateful for you and thankful that the National Football Foundation is honoring you tomorrow night. So that'll be just wonderful.
I didn't play football. My father was a football player. He played in high school, played in college at Murray State, was elected into the Hall of Fame at Murray State in 1975, and then went on to play a little pro ball with the Cleveland Rams. So if that tells you anything, it was 1938 to 1940. But I would challenge anybody tomorrow night in that audience to have played football in more locations than I have played football. Because I always played in backyards, on intramural fields, and from Iraq to a minefield in Afghanistan, and the lessons that my dad taught me, which you'll hear more about tomorrow night, are frankly the lessons that I took with me throughout my 37-year military career. Really an honor for me to receive this award tomorrow night. And again, Mike, thanks to you and Greg and all those great Longhorns that have supported this event tonight. Thank you very much.
He's an American hero. He's a guy that spent 37 years in the Navy protecting our country. When he became Chancellor, he said to me, "This is unique and new for me." I said, "You got integrity, you got intelligence, you got passion for kids and education. Who better than you to lead our university system as Chancellor?" When I found out who the Admiral was, and he actually went to Texas, and he was head of the Navy ROTC at Texas, I felt like this is a guy that we need to get back on our campus and let him speak to our team. And he came in and actually would talk to our team the night before a game about leadership. When you have a guy who has been under tremendous pressure and stress his entire life with our military at the highest level, and you have a guy who worked for not only President Bush but President Obama, this guy is one of the nicest people I've ever met. He's one of the smartest people I've ever met. And I'm sure happy that the Hall of Fame is honoring him in the manner that we should honor American heroes.
I'm a decent ball player. I always had a good arm and was pretty quick. Now, my dad had speed, but I had quickness. So for years, when I played intramural ball at UT and then went on to the SEALs, I always got pegged to be the quarterback, and it lasted for my entire military career. So, you know, while the legs will go, the arm is still good enough to get the pass down the field. This is an interesting thing about the teamwork that you find, again, that has kind of come as part of my career in the SEAL teams. You know, you pull together a SEAL team, and of course you rehearse and you rehearse and you rehearse as a SEAL unit. But guys also have to do what they're told, when they're told to do it. They have to follow the playbook, or the mission doesn't go correctly, just like on the football field. Oh, it clearly came from my dad. Again, he really did love the game, and when you looked over his career as a fighter pilot and a lot of things he did in the Air Force, you could tell football meant a lot to him. And he just instilled the game in me at a very, very young age. And again, I grew up in Texas. You know, everybody played football in Texas. More than that, in my military career, I traveled around all over the place. So I spent many years in San Diego, so I was a Chargers fan. I went to D.C., and as tough as it was for a Cowboy fan, I actually became a Redskin fan, except when they played the Cowboys. Spent time in Tampa, so I was a Tampa Bay fan. I was up in Monterey, so I got to be a San Francisco fan when I was up there, so, you know, you moved around quite a bit. And so there are a lot of teams that I enjoy watching play. You talk about a rabid Cowboy fan. She was raised in Dallas and absolutely loves the Cowboys, but she is at a board meeting for the Special Operations Warrior Foundation. And the Special Operations Warrior Foundation takes care of the children of our fallen heroes. This foundation will ensure that their children go on and get an education and really takes care of not only the children but the family. So while she regrets she couldn't be here, it's a very, very, very worthwhile cause on her part.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now my great privilege to present the Distinguished American Award from the National Football Foundation to Chancellor William McRaven.
Let me thank the entire National Football Foundation for this truly magnificent recognition. I only wish my father were here to see me receive this award. To my father, the gridiron was not just a playing field, it was life and 120 yards of turf. Everything about the game had a lesson. My father had a certain expectation about how players would act between the lines. And for me, the lesson was clear. This is how he expected me to act on the playing field of life. The game of football defined my father and much of the greatest generation. And it also defined many of the men I served with after 9/11. I am convinced that the game and how we play it is more important today than ever before. It's the recognition that the National Football Foundation is trying to help young men as we move forward and establishing the values, establishing respect for the game, respect for the players, respect for the coaches, respect for the referees. I mean, this is a crucial part of what is about this foundation. And if this award helps recognize some of that in me or in the previous recipients or in the new class of Hall of Famers, there couldn't be anything better to really, I think, advance the game of football. When the game is treated with honor and dignity, and when all that is good and decent about this noble competition is brought to the field, then somewhere from the nosebleed section, my dad will be jumping up and down and yelling, "Now that's the way you play football." Thank you very, very much.